Hi, horticulturist Tina Sutherland O'Kane here for In the Garden. Today we're making seed tape, and I like doing this little project because it is an easy way to plant your seeds that are loose, that you've saved from the previous growing season in the garden. For this project, what you're going to need is some flour, water, some paper towel, or you can use newspaper, and some loose seeds. I have some loose seeds that actually I saved from last year that a friend gave to me. These are Celosia crustata, an heirloom variety, so I really want to make sure that these get sown in the garden properly. And what I have here is 1-inch strips already cut out of paper towels. I also have made the paste, which is flour and water. And you want to make sure that the consistency is glue-like. So it has to be on the thick variety. If it's too loose or too watery, then the seed absorbs too much water, and you don't want that to happen because then that compromises germination come the growing season. Now the first thing I want to do is, once I've cut my strips, I've made my paste, I want to make my markings. You want to follow the directions on the seed packet for placement as far as how many inches in between each seed. For this, I'm going to do about approximately 1 to 2 inches. And again, this is approximate. You can use a ruler to be precise, but for these purposes, I'm just going to be general. And sometimes when I do plant my seeds, I do plant them a little closer together. Another benefit of making seed tape is that when you do put your seeds in the ground, sometimes too many seeds end up in one spot and then you have no seeds in another spot. This helps eliminate that. And also sometimes they're thicker and heavier in one spot than they are in another, and you have to thin them out. And you don't want to do that because that's basically wasting the seeds that you bought. So making the seed tape will go a long way in helping with that. So I made my markings, and now we're going to start putting our seeds in. And these Celosia seeds are so delicate, so I'm just going to bring some to the top of the package here. I'm going to try and get singles. Oops, that is paste. That's stuck to the bottom there. Okay. So I'm going to, I have a little bit of glue on the tip, and I'd like to use a paintbrush. You can also use a toothpick, or you can use Q-tips as well. But I have a paintbrush here. I'm going to pick this little guy up. And it should stick. Go right in, and you want to put your seed in the center, and you'll be able to see, you know, a darker shading where the seed is. And it's okay if 1 to 2 is in there, but you try to get at least 1. And another method you could use is you can use tweezers, and you can place that right on there and then go right in the middle, which I think I'm going to stick to the tweezer method. Seems to be working good. So another thing you could try is just put the seed directly on the tissue. And also, you know, I forgot to mention this earlier, but you can use 2-ply TP because everybody's got toilet paper around to use for this project. So I'm just going to put a seed directly on the paper towel. And again, it's, you know, okay that you have 1 or 2, but you just don't want so many clumps. It's mostly singles that you want to put. Okay, so I have a couple strips here done. And what I'm going to do is cover them. So we're going to cover the tops, and you want to make sure that this dries thoroughly overnight before you store them. Okay, so I'm going to lay a strip on top, and then I'm going to put a little glue on the ends, on the seams here, so it adheres and doesn't come undone. Okay. A little bit on the ends. And get another paper towel strip. And gently pat them down. Once the strips are dried, you're going to want to label them. You're going to want to roll them up and store them in a cool, dry place. You might want to add a little rice to help absorb with the moisture in a container. I like putting them in like a plastic container, just like a Rubbermaid container is fine, or even a Ziploc baggie. But make sure you label them and you know what seeds what, because if you're doing a bunch of different seeds, you don't want to get them confused.